Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my monthly or kind of monthly favorites and fails videos. So I normally come at the beginning of the month and film a favorites and fails, the things that I've tried over the last month or so, things that I've done videos on, used more off camera, all of that stuff. This is going to be for August and September because I didn't have time. When I was getting ready to film it for September, I got sick. And I was sick for a lot of September. We're now early October and we're doing a 2-month one. So this is gonna be quite a long video. We've got a lot of products here, and so if I would grab a drink, grab a snack, let's go through this. And if you are new here, welcome. My name is Colin. I'm a non-binary Latinx scientist and lover of makeup with a definite soft spot for indie makeup and high-end makeup, which there's both of here. And I tend to take a pretty analytical approach to my collection, the products I use, and I try to make thoughtful, analytical content. So I have new videos every week, so I'd love to have you subscribe. Okay, so like I said, this is gonna be a long video. Grab a drink, grab a snack. It's, we're 2 weeks into October. I need to get this up now. Kind of feels pointless doing this, but whatever. I'm gonna have another one for October in like 3 weeks. So I have a lot of products here. I'm getting more and more PR, which is really great. So there's some PR, there's things I bought. It's a nice mix of things. So I'm gonna go through in categories and I'll try to put timestamps for those different categories below. But I've got skincare, I've got tools, I've got complexion, I've got lips, I've got eyeshadow, I've got eyeliner, all kinds of stuff. Okay, so before we get into the makeup, I have a couple non-makeup things, and that are earrings. So for my birthday at the end of September, my best friend got me a little thing to keep my earrings in, and then some more earrings. She buys me a lot of earrings. But it says, it's a little container that looks like cake. It says Libra Baby on it. And she got me these two new earrings, which are behind my frogs and stuff. I've worn them in another video, but they are, there's a little T-Rex skull and a little Triceratops skull, and really love these. These are new, go-to earrings for me. I think she finds a lot of things on Etsy. Okay, so skincare. Well, that shouldn't be here. So there's one fail for skincare. So this stuff was sent to me. I got a PR package from Face Theory, and I've got a few products here, most of which I do enjoy. And they did give me a discount code. I'll put it on the screen here. I don't remember what it actually is off the top of my head. It's also in my description box, but they did give me an affiliate code, which was very nice of them. I do really like a handful of products, and there were some that just didn't work for me. So the first one is their facial cleanser that they sent me. I think it was a vitamin C cleanser. Right off the bat, couldn't use it because it has avocado oil in it. And I'm allergic to avocado, if you didn't know. And it's in a lot of lip and skincare products. Or becoming more common in them. So I gave it to my best friend to try. Anytime I get something with avocado oil, it goes straight to her. She lives downstairs. We see each other almost every day. And the Kosas lip glosses that they sent me, I couldn't use those because they have avocado oil in them, but she could and she loves them and they're amazing. I'm jealous. They look great on her. But that I gave to her, and then she didn't like it either. It said gently scented on there, but she said it was heavily fragranced and the smell was too strong for her to wash her face with it. So she couldn't use it either. So that was the one true fail for the last couple months, was that cleanser. I don't know how well it works just because I couldn't use it and then she couldn't use it because the smell was too strong. The other thing that's not for me, but for someone else, is the AccuWake eye cream. So this is a regenerating tripeptide eye cream, and it has ginkgo and hibiscus in it. And I like the way this feels on my eyes. I think it works well. My husband really likes it. You can see he's used half the tube or more. Really do like this. My problem is it's not scented. it says unscented, but there is a scent because of the ingredients. And it's kind of a smoky scent, and he likes that. His favorite perfumes are kind of smoky and more earthy than me. I like herbal earthy. He likes just earthy. And the scent does dissipate, but it's such a strong smoky scent that like it's a little bit of a deterrent for me, but I do like the way this works as an eye cream. So if you're okay with the scent, I think it's worth trying. It's a good price. It's got good peptides, good ingredients in it, and I think it works well. It's just the smoky scent from the product. I think it's probably from the ginkgo or something, but yeah, it's odd. But again, it's not scented, it's just, you know. And then a couple of the other things that they sent me that I really have enjoyed are the polypeptide or polypep collagen boosting serum. This is about half gone. And this is, I like reviewing skincare. I don't like to make too many adjustments at once because you can really mess things up, but I do like trying things, but you know, you have to try it for a few weeks to really know. And I've used this for 2 months now, I think, or a month and a half, and I really like it. I do think that it is a nice boosting, like hydrating, like kind of plumping serum. Like my skin just feels healthy and plump, and some of the fine lines look a little bit better. So I really like that. And then I have their Super Gel Moisturizer, which is a good for oily combination skin. So there's oil-free prebiotic gel with salicylic acid, niacinamide, and hyaluronic acid. I really like this. I haven't used it as much as my Refer moisturizer, which is my favorite. I'm also really liking the Nomad one they just sent me, which is like slightly more hydrating than the Refer, so it might be good for winter. I really like this. It is definitely that like kind of it just exploded. It is literally a gel. Like you can see, it just squirted out everywhere. I am gonna go clean this up, but it does sink into the skin nicely. Especially because I have an oily T-zone, a lot of products like lotion-y kind of moisturizers just sit on my skin. They don't really soak in. This soaks in. I've used this a decent amount, but I was kind of keeping it because this is small, so it's only 1.6 fluid ounces, so this is good for travel. So I'm kind of keeping this as my like small version, but I have used it a bunch, like that much of it, and I do really like it. But you can see it's just like a gel. It's kind of like the consistency of aloe, if that makes sense, like a slick aloe-y lotion. Okay, I'm gonna go wash my hands. Okay, so another set of things that we bought we did an order from French Pharmacy. So we bought a bunch of French skincare, and some of it was good, some of it was, So this is another eye cream. This is the Filorga? I don't know. Time Filler Eyes cream, absolute eye cream correction cream. We have used almost all of it. There's a little on the lid and a little bit there. It's fine, but like it's like a lot of eye creams, it feels like it doesn't really do much other than just add a little hydration there. There are eye creams like the Biosense one, this one, that have like a lot of peptides and a lot of other stuff, caffeine in them, that I feel like actually do some deep huffing and stuff. This just feels like a moisturizer, so it's fine, but I don't really think it's worth the money. But it's nice, but I think it was, for the price, there's better out there. And then we got their over-the-counter retinol, which was the A313, something like that. That was fine. It was kind of the texture of Vaseline, which I don't love, and so I would mix it in with moisturizer, and I just don't feel like it really did much. Used that solidly for weeks, and we were finally like, let's switch back to the Paula's Choice, which is the like 1%. It's got the like plant version of retinol and retinol, the one with both. And we switched back to that a week and a half ago, and my skin is already so much better. So definitely prefer the Hot Polish choice. It's more expensive, but I think it just works better. So that one was kind of a fail as well. But we also got this, and my husband loves this. I like this too. He puts it on his cuticles and then he puts it on his lips at night. It's a nice like lip product. It's like, again, kind of a Vaseline-y kind of texture, but really nice as like putting on your lips before bed. Lip mask. That's the term I was thinking of. It's a nice, really nice lip mask. So this was definitely a fave. Okay, more skincare. Who knew I'd be such a skincare person? I got this discovery set from Exponent sent to me in PR. I have talked to them, and they did say they would be sending me a full-size thing to try for longer, but I haven't gotten it yet. But I do really like this. So if I get that and actually get to use the full-size component for a while, I will give you more thoughts. I might do a whole dedicated video on it. But the whole idea behind this brand is that your skincare ingredients are degrading over time, like vitamin C in a bottle like this. This isn't vitamin C, but you know what I mean. Like a vitamin C bottle, like the Paula's Choice one, can go bad pretty quickly. It's a kind of a volatile ingredient, so that's why you're not supposed to put it in the sun, in the heat. It's like opaque glass you can't see through. A lot of skincare packaging is trying to keep the active ingredients good for longer. So their solution to that is they have a like hyaluronic acid based, it is hyaluronic acid based serum, which is really nice. And then you get the active ingredients separate and you mix them. So like the actual component, I'll put a picture of it here, but it's like this weird looking thing where you've got like a pod of your active ingredient and you stick it on and twist, and then the serum comes out, and then you mix it yourself. So you're mixing your skincare every time yourself, which as a scientist who spent years working in labs, I find kind of fun. Oh, there's a picture of it right here. So these are the different things, and then you have the serum in this. So I used the serum. There's still a little bit of it left, and then we've got the firming filter CoQ10 powder. There's a retinol and a vitamin C. Really liked the retinol and the vitamin C. So I'm excited to get the full-size thing from them and try that out for longer, because I really liked it. So the retinol is only 0.25 retinol, but it did feel really nice. 10% vitamin C. The brightening vitamin C was really nice. So I really like this, and I think they sell this discovery set, which I think is really cool. So I recommend checking them out if you have not. Okay, and then one more skincare thing. So we've been using a few things from Necessaire. We have the Necessaire, we tried a sample of the body wash, which I love. It's just expensive. We have the lotion. Have had that for a while, really love it. They just announced that they're making a big bottle of it, which I'm excited for and will probably buy. But I finally bought the body serum. So like I said, lotions feel like they just sit on my skin. I can only use them like right before bed. Like I literally am sitting on the bed, put lotion on my arms and legs and stuff, and then get in bed and turn off the light. I can't handle the sensation, and then I get up and shower in the morning. This, I don't have that problem. It's a serum. It soaks into the skin really quickly. Like I'll put a little bit on the back of my hand, maybe, if I can pump. Okay, I got way more than I meant. But you can see it's a serum, and it just melts into the skin. I don't have any exposed, I guess I'm wearing shorts, so I can put some on my leg. But you can see it just melts into the skin really quickly. Rub it in, and it's already absorbed. And it makes my tattoos look better, my skin looks better, my knees are looking better. So really, really love the body serum. It's expensive, but I really love it. I have the body peel as well. I forgot to grab that. It's in my shower, like the body scrub. Love. And then they recently emailed me and sent me some PR, which I was very shocked by, but very grateful for. I even got to attend like a Zoom meeting and talk to some of the people, scientists and people. But they sent me their new body peel. I got this before it launched. This is 12%, what is it? It's 12% acids. So it's 10% AHA, 1% BHA, 1% PHA, and then peptides, and then a special thing called resveratrol. It's really nice. I have used this for like once a week since I got it. So 3 weeks ago, I've used it I think I've used it 5 times. I used it twice. I used it once and then twice. My husband's used it. It's really nice. It's a gentle exfoliant, chemical exfoliant. So they're like, you can just rub it all over. If you want, you can mix it with lotion, and I've tried that. I just put it on before bed and then put some lotion on and went to bed, and my skin has been feeling really soft. It's really nice. It's another serum gel kind of consistency like the body serum. So they mix really well together, and I really love it. So I am very thankful to Necessaire for sending this to me. And if you're in the mood for that, if you're in the market for that kind of product, I think this is definitely worth trying. Okay, so let's do brows real quick. That is something like generally the first thing I do. So I've got all of these in PR, just a heads up. I have 2 things here from Surratt and 1 from Kosas. I do have a discount code with Surratt. I'll put it on the screen. I believe it's I think it's Bones 15, and it saves you 15%. And then this is the new Kosas Brow Pop Nano. So I've talked about these before. This is just a really tiny brow pencil in the best way possible. It's really, really little. It gives very natural hair-like strokes. Really, really like this. For fine little hairs, I like to use both because this is a little bigger and a little different color, so like it makes it look a little more natural. But if you're just someone that wants like tiny, very hair-like precision, I think the Kosas is a really great option. It's also, you know, at Sephora. It's not the most expensive. Definitely worth checking out. And then this is the brow pencil and brow pomade from Surratt. They did send these to me in PR, and I love them. So this is expensive. This is like $40 or something, but it's refillable. And the refills are $16. So you're keeping the spoolie, which is really nice, and the really nice handle. I think the refills end up being cheaper than something like this, because this you have to buy the whole thing. So there's like a bigger upfront cost, but then continuation cost. If you like it and you're buying the same thing over and over again, it's cheaper. It's cheaper to get a bunch of refills than buy a whole new brow pencil every month or 2 or however long you're going through it. But you can see it's a little bit thicker. It is a really nice formula. Very natural, blends in really nicely. It is what I used today. You can see it immediately filled that little spot. I really love this. Spoolie is small, which I actually kind of prefer, but still very firm. Really like this. Really thankful to Surratt for sending me so much PR. I am working on a full Surratt video. Like I'll do a full face of Surratt while trying all of it, while talking about it. That'll probably be coming in the next few weeks because I have been using everything for a while now. And then this is not it. That was the mascara. This is the pomade. It's an interesting component. It's like just a brush, but it is what I used today. It looks really nice. It looks really natural, and it actually does have, it's very liquidy, but it does have a good hold. It holds my brows better than really any other brow gel I've used, but they don't feel crunchy. Like they feel, there's some firmness there because it's a pomade and holding them, but it doesn't feel crunchy and gross like a lot of gels do, especially ones that give you good hold. So, and it doesn't give you that like laminated, like slick hard texture, but for like good, everyday, natural looking brows, it's great. Okay, so let's do lips real quick, just because I have a few lip things here and I want to put one of them on. So I have been wearing so far this whole video one of the lip oils from Fantasy Cosmetica. They did send me all of the shades and I do have a video using them. So there's a purple one, a red one which is really pigmented, the green. I've been wearing this one which kind of melts into my lips really nicely, and then I was wearing the black one earlier today. I really like these. I absolutely hate the smell of the purple one. It's grape, and I just don't like that smell. I know a lot of people do though, so if you do, go for it. Love the color though. Like I'll show you that. So it looks really purple, but just on the lips, it's like your lips but better. Okay, I got a little bit more than I meant to right there. This is the purple. It's really comfortable. It's kind of a more, some lip oils verge on gloss. Like the House Labs is a little bit of a thicker oil, so it lasts really long on the lips. This is a little thinner, more oil-like in consistency, but it feels really nice. My lips just feel hydrated. I don't really feel like I have anything on them, you know? Like just like a really good lip balm. And I love that there's a lot of different colors that each have their own look and scent and everything. So I really like these. If you're doing an order from Fantasy Cosmetica, I would suggest trying one of them. I really like them. I do have a code with Fantasy as well. I think it's just Bones, but I'll put it here on the screen. It's weird to get more codes. I've had the code with Nomad for more than a year, I think. It's not affiliate. The Nomad code is not affiliate, but I've had it for over a year. I've had it for a long time, and only recently have had more codes, and it's weird in a good way, but it's weird. It means that I'm doing something right and growing and all of that, but it's odd. Really like this though. Highly recommend checking them out. Okay, and then I have a few more lip things here. This I've talked about many times on the channel. It's not a new buy, but 1990 from Merit. I've been wearing this constantly now that it's fall. It's got like a weird shape to it because I've been using it so much. This is my new daily lip, basically. And then I've got one from Lisa Eldridge and two from LH Cosmetics. So this is the Velveteen Liquid Lipstick from Lisa Eldridge. I do have a video trying this. I've worn this a handful of times. I just haven't been in the mood for an orange lip every day, but it's comfortable. It lasts forever. It's a great liquid lipstick formula, like top notch, great liquid lipstick. It's comfortable. It lasts forever. It wears off nicely. Like that's an important thing, is how it wears. If it's gonna wear patchy or like fade nicely, it's great. I want more colors. I really want a fair. I think I want a fair as the like velvet affair, but I also want a fair in the liquid lipstick, and then maybe another one. Really, really like it. And then I did a small order from LH Cosmetics, and I got a handful of things, including two of the lipsticks. So this is the Fantastic Lip and Lipstick, which is for lips and cheeks. It has SPF 15 in it. I got the shade Cultured. Really like the component. It feels weighty. It feels very luxe. It looks and feels very luxe. And then this is the color. And this is what I was actually going to put on. Make sure the lip oil kind of wiped off the excess. This is great. Let me grab a mirror. I didn't use it today for my cheeks, but I have used it on my cheeks, and it does look really pretty. So if you want that monochromatic look, I mean, you can use any lipstick on your cheeks really, but I like it when they explicitly tell you, hey, you should try this. It's an orange. I'm a sucker for an orange. It's like a creamy, hydrating lip too. It's not, it's pigmented, but not too much. There's a good amount of slip, so it is a little, I would set powder over it on your cheeks, but it melts into the skin nicely, looks great on the lips. Really like this. I want more colors in this. I really want more from LH Cosmetics. I want to give away from them like 2 years ago, and I love the stuff I got then. And now that I've gotten a few more things, I'm like seeing all the things that I want, including the new, they just launched a smoky eye palette. Looks beautiful, really want to try it. The other one I got is in their, this is made in Italy. It's the matte, it says MAJESTIC, like magic stick is what it looks like, Stick. I got the shade Sepia. Component's really pretty. Doesn't feel as weighty. You can definitely tell it's plastic, but it looks really cool. I also like that it like has like a locking mechanism with these. And this is just kind of a standard lipstick. I have used this on my cheeks as well. It's a brown color. It's really pretty. It's a little pale for me, so I do need a lip liner with it. I think it's a little more pale than it looks here, but really like it. I think it's kind of matte, but not too matte. It's a really nice lipstick formula. So if you're making an order and you like one of the colors, I don't think you could go wrong trying it. Okay, so let's talk about tools and accessory kind of things, and then we'll go into complexion and eyes. I'm gonna finish with the eyes. So, tools. I've got a handful of things here, mostly brushes, but not all. So the first thing I'll point out is another thing I got from LH Cosmetics. It's her powder puff. This is really nice. It's a triangle. You can see mine's a little dirty because I used it. I really like the shape. It's really soft. I know you can buy cheap versions of this on like Amazon, but I think the quality of this is really nice, and she's had this forever. I really like the shape. I have used powder puffs from like Kimchi and some other brands that are round. Don't like that. Really, really like this. So really happy I got this. I also got one of her brushes to try. I want to try some more of her brushes because this is really nice. So it is a synthetic brush, but it feels really high quality. Really like the handle. This is her shader brush, which you can use on your eyes. Like, let's see, I have a satin eyeshadow on. I went subtle, but I do have something I might put on over it in a little bit. I'll pick more of that shade up. So you can see it picks up product really nicely, and it just works really nice. A lot of shader brushes are too fluffy, and I think this is the right amount of stiffness. It's a lot like the Refer brush I like, but a little more flexible. No, it's just like a slightly bigger version of the Refer brush I use for most of my shimmers. So really happy to have a synthetic version. So the Refer brush is natural hair. I know a lot of people don't like natural hair brushes or won't use them. So if you're the person that kept hearing me say I use Refer 21 for shimmers because it's really thin and dense, so you don't get as much fallout, this is a really good synthetic version of that. Highly recommend. I think this could also be a good like spot concealer. So really like that. And then speaking of Refer, I do have some new Refer brushes that I got. Well, new to me. So I got a couple 33 and a 27. So I used the 27 today. You can see it's big and fluffy, but it's a tapered one, and it's like all Refer brushes, really nice, really soft. But this is the perfect shade for me to put here and blend like this and get a nice wash for my transition or my crease. So that's what I used today. I used this Surratt eyeshadow. Sneak peek into what else is coming. So they did send me this little neutral quad, really pretty. Been using the mattes in here a lot, and just dip in and swirl it. Really, really like this. I want more of this brush because, you know, it's good to have duplicates when they're dirty and stuff. And then the 33 is this large flat brush. It's a hybrid between the 1, which is my other favorite brush from them, and the 2. which is like their packing brush. And this is really interesting. I think it makes a good concealer brush because it's so flat. And it's undyed goat hair, so you can use it on liquids and creams. I think it makes a really nice concealer brush because the shape you can see is like perfect. I have used it for that. That one's been washed. This one I used for eyeshadow and really like it for a wash because you can see it's big. I have big eyes, I'm a big person, but like it gives you a nice wash all over the lid. So let me grab, for certain shadows, it's like the perfect one and done brush. So this is a Pat palette. This is Pat's newest palette. For something like her metallic formula, this is perfect. So I'm gonna grab a little bit of the bronze shade. You can see, picks it up nicely. And then, I mean, I already have eyeshadow on, but it's the best for something like this where you can just brush the shadow all over the lid. And for a really creamy formula like Pat's Metallics, because her metallics you can just blend the edges and use it as a one and done. And this kind of helps facilitate that because it's so big, it kind of half blends the edges, and then you can, you know, use the brush to keep blending. Added that little bit of depth that I like. It's just so good. I keep using this specifically for one and done looks with like a pat shadow because it just picks up just the right amount and it just works so well. Pick up a little bit of the more coppery, put it there. It's so good, and it just melted it right into those Surratt shadows I had. So really like this. If you're someone who has a lot of pat eyeshadows, or you have like creamy metallic eyeshadows that you like to use as a one and done, definitely recommend checking out the 33. Okay, and then I think I've talked about these over and over again, but just in case I haven't recently, now that I've had them for a few months. Okay, and then these I've talked about lots of times, but now that I've had them for a few months, I can truly say I adore these Sonia G brushes. These are all from the Fusion set, and I want to buy more. As soon as there's a Beautylish gift card event, I'm buying more. These are great. These are so incredibly soft. These work so well for cream shadows, and I have a, 6 or 7 that I use pretty often as a one and done look. And these are great for cream shadows, but they also work for powders. This is the blender. Yeah, just the blender, the Fusion blender. Love it. This is the Jumbo Worker, another really great concealer brush, because especially with the shape, it's kind of like a big thumb, so you can push things in, but you can also kind of get some more precision by tapping right on the tip. This is my favorite concealer brush I have. I didn't buy the new House Labs concealer brush, and I want to, but it's gonna be hard to beat this. And then I've got the Jumbo base. It's really great. It's very good for swiping motions. I want the classic base because it's a little bit more of a swirl, but I need more. If that tells you anything, I like how good they are, I need more. And then the last two kind of tools are the Pat McGrath Intensify Stick and the Ultimate Lips from LH. So I've mentioned this a lot in recent videos, but I finally caved and bought this. I got it on sale and I love it. It's like a glitter glue. I don't think you get as much tackiness as a real glitter glue like the NYX, but it's easier to use because it's literally just draw it on. It gives better impact. It makes things last all day. I get less fallout when I use it, and I don't feel it. That's the biggest thing, is I have sensitive eyes. They water pretty easily. There's certain eyeshadows that I don't use very often because they feel too thick and heavy and I can feel it in my eyes. Glitter glue kind of does that. It makes things feel thick and heavy, or it itself can be kind of sticky and thick. I don't get that. So it is 100% worth it for me because of that. And then the Ultimate Lips from LH. This is meant to be put under your lipstick, so it's meant to help it not bleed like a lip liner kind of does. It's meant to help it not be too dry or whatever, so you can put this on your lips before you wear a matte lipstick. It's a lip primer, that's what I was trying to think of. It's a primer for your lips, really nice. Kind of feels like a stick lip balm, but not, like it's better than that. Lipsticks, matte lipsticks look great on top of it. Everything looks great on top of it, and it does have that little protective layer to make it so that they don't feel as dry if they are a drier formula. So really like this. Definitely recommend checking out if you are someone that struggles with like your lips feeling dry. Okay, now that I've been babbling forever, finally on to Complexion and then Eyeshadow, which you've already seen a sneak peek of 2 of them. So for Complexion, I've got one primer, Surratt primer. I love it. I will have more complete thoughts in my Surratt video. It's expensive. This is 1 ounce and it's like $100. And I'm really thankful they sent this to me. I don't want to have to repurchase it. Maybe they'll send me a backup, but it's great. I know Tom said they like it less than the Victoria Beckham, but that has avocado oil in it, so I can't use it. But this is great. It adds like a silkiness. Like my skin literally just feels like silk when I have it on. And it has ingredients in it that are supposed to absorb oil, so it keeps you kind of looking healthy but not oily all day. I am wearing it today under my foundation, and I love the way my skin looks with this. So we'll talk more about that in my Surratt video, but I love it. Then they also sent me the new Dewdrop Concealer, and I've had the Dewdrop Foundation for a while. I'm wearing the Dewdrop Foundation today in shade 9. Really like it. It just looks like healthy skin. I have concealer right here and a little bit right here, and then I have the Dewdrop basically here. That's it. I think, yeah, I have it here. I don't have anything really on my forehead or my throat, you know, like I spot used the foundation, but it's such a sheer, beautiful formula that it, like, you can do that, and it's a good shade match. I have 9, 8 also works pretty well because it's sheer. It's maybe my new, it and the Lisa Eldridge foundation I think are tied for my favorite foundation now. It's really nice. The Lisa Eldridge has more glow, has more coverage. So this is minimal coverage, but kind of just perfecting. Like it just looks like your skin, but better. When I wear this to work, my boss is always like, what is on your face? Your skin looks perfect. Like it looks, because she knows I do makeup all the time. And I've worn it around people who didn't know I was wearing makeup and were like, when I told them I was wearing a foundation, they were like, what? That just looks like perfect skin. So it's $70 or so, but it might be worth it. We'll talk about the shade range and the mechanism and more fine detail in my Surratt video, but I really love it. I understand why Tom raves about it constantly. And then the Dewdrop Concealer, it's really nice. I have shade 5. It is a sponge tip applicator, which is not my favorite, but it does look really nice. I don't want to put more concealer on. I definitely have thoughts about the components of this, but it's really nice. It does have a lot of skincare in it. Like it even has retinol and stuff in it. So it's an expensive concealer with a lot of things going for it. Yeah, I really like it. It's not my absolute favorite concealer yet, but it is really pretty and it does have good coverage. It looks really good on under the eyes. I don't have any complaints, but really, really like it. We'll talk more in my Surratt video about this, or I'll talk more. We'll chat more. I'll talk and you can comment more in my Surratt video, but I think it's a really nice concealer. One of the best I've used, so it's great. My current favorite concealer though, even surpassing the Givenchy and Kosas, is the Haus Labs. It's what I'm wearing today. That's thinner, that's like more of a serum-like consistency. This is thick. This is a thick concealer. It's got a big doe foot, but it's just thick. I've worn it in a lot of videos lately and you can see me apply it. But for being how thick it is, it still just melts into the skin nicely. It's a good shade match. It just melts in. It's a little brightening, but not too brightening. I do kind of want a brightening shade, but I don't need it. So this is a good shade for me in general, and I think in the summer, it might be more brightening, but it's great. It's got skincare in it. It has their fermented arnica that they put in stuff, and they say it's supposed to help with redness and skin irritation, and it has caffeine for your puffy eyes, and those things really do work. My eyes look better when I use this. The more I use it, the better my skin looks, the less redness I have. I use this a lot, just kind of like I do with the Givenchy or the Kosas, where I just use it in spots and no foundation. Works great. And because of the thicker consistency, I don't need to use a lot, and it just kind of smooths and blurs my under eyes better than any other concealer I've really used. Like, it just seems to like fill in here, because I do feel like I have a little bit of sinking in, and it really fixes that. It's great. If you're thinking about getting it during the next Sephora sale, I say try, figure out your shade. They do have a really good thing on the website that has like undertones and stuff. I am shade 23 light medium golden olive. Love it. Best concealer of the year. Okay, and then the last like foundation-y concealer thing that I have is the new Fenty Eavesdrop Blur Stick, I think is the name. Blur and Smooth Tint Stick. Really like this. I think I like the Eavesdrop liquid more. I have two shades in that. One is almost gone, one is 3/4 gone or half gone. I love that skin tint. It's my favorite skin tint. This I really like as well. The shade is the shade is slightly different, but it still works. I've used this on camera. I did a video. I really like it. My husband has one as well, and he uses it all the time. It's become his new go-to. Just looks like skin, really nice. It melts. Sirens again. I think this is gonna be great for travel because it's a stick and a solid. It doesn't have to go in my liquids bag. So that's a big perk for me. And that's why I was like, I like the other one better, but that one has to go in your liquids bag. And I don't generally check a bag. I take everything in a carry-on. So I have to be careful about that kind of stuff. So having a skin tint that I can take with me and apply easily, it's great. You literally can just swipe it on, blend with your fingers. It melts into the skin. It does blur really well. Like this, just like the original, but maybe even better. This is more blurring, I think. The liquid is a little more matte. This is a little less matte. But looks like healthy skin, but it really does blur. It's great. Really recommend checking it out if you're in the market, if you prefer more of a skin tint. If you want perfect, like low coverage perfected skin in a liquid version, I think probably like that more, but that's $70. This is $20 or 20 something. I don't know. I think this is like 28. Maybe it's 30. I don't know. Everything's a weird price now. Everything's getting more expensive. I don't know, but this is at least half as much and really great. So worth checking out and has a really good shade range. Okay, so something I bought myself and really like, but it's not my favorite thing, is I finally got one of the Patrick Ta bronzing things. So this is a cream contour and a bronzer. This is the shade She's Sculpted. I think I got this like through the Shop app or something. I had Shop Cash. I do really like this. I did use the cream sculpt today. It does look really natural. I think I like the Milk Makeup contour things. The packaging's a little weird on those, but the color and the formula is so nice. Like it really just melts into the skin. It's a good cool tone. This is a little more neutral warm. It's not quite as cool. It's cooler, but it's like neutral cool. That's like actual shadow. Bronzer's nice. Not my absolute favorite bronzer, but it's nice. And I like that I can travel with this because it's a solid thing. It's 2-in-1. So I'm glad I have it and I will keep it and use it. And I think it's a really nice formula. It's just not mind-blowing the way a lot of people made it seem like it was gonna be. But do really like it. I have then also 3 things from RMS. I've been wanting to try RMS Beauty for a long time and I finally did. I have 3 things. So I have I have Maiden's Blush, which is one of their best sellers. I can see why. I really love it. It's a good everyday shade for me. A little bit of a glow, so you don't need highlighter. It doesn't make your skin, it just gives that healthy glow to the skin. Perfect kind of brownie nude. Really love this. This is one of my new favorite blushes. And then I got their new shade, Bohemian Girl, which is really pretty. They described it as a coral, I think, or an orange. I don't remember, but it's a little more pink. It is really pretty. And when it was sunny out, I was wearing this more, and I think in the summer I will. It's got a bit of a gold sheen to it. Really pretty, but I like the other shade more. And then the new Redimension Hydra Dew Luminizer. So this is their highlighter. Same kind of formula though. This is supposed to be a universal shade, and it might be. I haven't seen anyone with deep skin try it. On my husband, it kind of worked, kind of was a little gold on him. He's a redhead, so gives you an idea of how pale he is. So the goldness of this was a little off, but it still looked pretty sheer and natural. It's just like a nice glow from within. I'll tap a little bit here. I'll put a little on my nose. And I'll just put a little bit on. So for me, because it's a little gold, I really like it. And I wear it a lot day to day. If I'm doing just like a little bit of concealer, maybe, just to make my little concealer, a little brow, and then something like this, just to add a little bit of glow to the skin. It is really pretty. I really like the smoky eye created with the Surratt and Pat, by the way. That's just a side note, but really like this. So if you're someone who likes that like glow, it's a bright glow from within, but it doesn't look like you're wearing highlighter either. So really unique formula. Really happy I grabbed it. Speaking of like blush and highlighter, I also have all 3 of the new Hourglass palettes. So technically this one's my husband's, and that was not my beauty budget. That was something from him. He does have the lightest one in the owl. So this is the Jellyfish Inside, palette 1, with the owl outside. It's really pretty. This yellow shade is actually one that I wanted to try from Hourglass. It's because it's yellow but really pale, it makes a really good under eye powder for me if I want some of that brightening. And I can use the bronzer here. I actually did use this bronzer today. It's subtle and neutral, which I like. So on like a no makeup day, like if I'm using the RMS thing, a little bit of House Caps concealer, and then this, that's really all I'll use. And you can't tell I'm wearing makeup. Really like that. It looks good on him. He's not gonna use the bronzer because he's a redhead and he doesn't really bronze. But the blushes all look really great on him, and he likes this white powder. So I get the bronzer, he gets the other shades. And then for myself, I wanted the Snake palette, and then I wanted the Leopard, but I wanted the Leopard and the Jellyfish, and that was sold out. So because I still wanted the Snake packaging because it's my favorite, I have the Snake inside with the Jellyfish outside and the Leopard inside with the Snake outside, which I think actually works because this is light, this is dark blue, so this is the darker shades, this is the lighter shades. It makes sense in my head. adore the packaging. I can do a video swatching all of these and talking about the differences, especially as we're getting closer to sales, the Sephora sales in a couple weeks. I can definitely do something before then. Black Friday's, you know, around the corner. If you'd like that, I wanted to do it, but then got sick. But I can still do that this week if people are interested. This is the leopard inside. Very similar to last year's elephant, but better, I think. So it's the same finishing powder and technically supposed to be the same bronzer, but the bronzer looks different. I think this is better. This is a little less warm than the other one. Love this blush, love this blush. This highlighter is really pretty. This blush is really nice. If I want something more cool toned. This finishing powder is great. My elephant palette from last year has the same one and it's like fully flat, like it's half gone. So happy to have another one. This highlighter is pretty beaming on me, like bright, which I do like. It's golden, works well with my complexion, my olive undertone. And then this is the Snake Palette 3 inside. What's funny is this highlighter is actually more natural on me because there's less contrast between my skin and it. It gives me more of a natural highlight than this one. This is where I want it to be like, I have highlight on, or a bright highlight. This is like natural, kind of like this. Really love these blushes. They're more pigmented, so if I want more, like if I'm filming or I just have a look where I want stronger, warmer blush, these are very warm. Love this coral. The bronzer in here is nice. It's a little more neutral, so it adds a nice sculpt. And the finishing powder in here is a nice golden one that I also wanted to buy as a single to try, and works great all over my face to really like finish and blur everything together. So I use these in tandem and love them, but I will do a video on these and talking about each shade individually. If you'd like, I might do it anyway, but let me know in the comments. Okay, we're getting near the end. I've been filming for an hour, but there have been some interruptions, like sirens and stuff, but hopefully we'll be done soon. So I've got a couple more complexion things and then we're on to eyeshadow. So I got my first PR from What's Up Beauty. Very thankful for that. They didn't send me the brush that goes with these, but they did, which I do want to try. Those are also natural hair brushes, like Japanese brushes, but they sent me both of the Serengeti highlighters and their mascara, but I haven't tried it yet. I don't want to open another one right now. Really like these. I was gonna film a little video doing swatches of all of them, and I might still, in case you're around my skin tone and you want to see. But these are themed around her partner who grew up in East Africa. His dad was a doctor, I believe. So they both have a cheetah imprint. They have the same imprint of cheetah. There's some giraffe and some acacia trees. But there's a light and a dark. So they each have a pink and gold kind of thing, but you can see this is a little more peachy up here. And this is more of a white gold for the cheetah. And this is more like gold, and this is a little darker of a pink peach. Really thankful they sent me these. They're really pretty. I've used both. This is very bright on my skin tone, so I think I'm gonna give this to my best friend or someone. I don't wanna ruin the embossing by like swatching, but they're like 3D, like it's a big embossing, but you can use them individually. So you can see, here's the cheetah, here's the acacia trees. They look pretty similar. I would say the cheetah one is a little, it looks more gold here, but it's actually less gold. It's more like a natural highlight for me. You can see right here, like a pale, like a gold champagne. And then this is the acacia tree part, which has a very strong pink gold duochrome, really pretty. And then this is the other one. So this one is Safari Sunset, and this one is Wild Acacia. So you can see much brighter, almost white. And then you can see it's a lot paler in pink. So I'll put, trying to match them up. So here is the darker one. So this is Safari Sunset. Here's the cheetah. Here's the acacia tree. Here's the other one. Here's the cheetah, and you can see it's like white, not something that I'm gonna really use. And then here's the acacia tree, and that one I have used. It's the same pink to gold, but it's just subtle, more subtle. So that's why I thought about keeping it, because I'm not gonna use, I might use this guy as like an inner corner highlight, but this is more face highlight for me. But these are really beautiful. It's a really silky formula, and then you can blend them together. You can swirl your brush in and blend them together. They melt into the skin beautifully. It's a really lovely formula. This is the first thing I've gotten from What's Up Beauty. I've wanted to try them for a long time, so when they reached out and said, hey, can we send you the new launch, I was thrilled. And this just makes me want to try more from them. This does have a 24-month shelf life. It has glycerin and squalene in it, so it's really hydrating. It's good for your skin. It looks great. I really like it, and really happy to have the packaging is also just gorgeous. I love these. Okay, so we've got some blushes, bronzer, and a finishing powder. So this is another, not fail, but not favorite, and it is the Melt finishing powder. So this is the Glaze Skin Sheer Finishing Powder from Melt. It's really shiny, and that's my problem. The finishing powders from Hourglass have a glow to them, but it's a little more subtle. This is almost a highlighter, and actually makes a really good natural glow from within highlighter if you want that. I think you can use it in a sheer buff all over the skin, and it does give a healthy glow, especially if you're someone with dry skin. You might like this because it has hydrating ingredients. It's gonna look good on your skin. It's gonna give you a glow. It does have oil absorbing ingredients too, so if you are oily, it is absorbing some of that. It's just confusing. Like, it's not my favorite finishing powder. That's the Hourglass. It's not bad. It's just, I know my friend Daria, I'll have her Instagram link down below. She adores this, and she's why I bought it. But I like it, and I like it, but I still think even after having it for over a month, I'm still like not 100% sure what I think of it, because it is so shiny. It's just not something I want all the time, but it is really pretty. It's a nice formula. I think it makes a better highlight on me most days than finishing powder. And if you have a lot of texture on your skin, I would not recommend it because it is so shiny. So those are my thoughts on that. This is why sometimes it takes me so long to review things, is because you don't really form a real relationship and like understanding of something right away. Next, Kosas bronzer. They sent this to me. This is the shade Escape. It's their baked bronzer. It's really pretty, really pigmented. Little goes a long way. This is gonna take me forever to use. It does have a darker brown kind of color to it. So I think when I have a tan during the summer, it'll look really nice, and it adds like a nice sculpt, but you can sheer it out and it looks great. So it's not my absolute favorite bronzer formula, but it is really nice. And if you like that kind of shiny, glowy, baked formula, I recommend looking for a shade in this because it's a really nice formula. And then I've got another bronzer and some blushes from Surratt. So talked about the bronzer before. Really, really like this. It's the same formula as the eyeshadows, I think. Like, it's their slurry formula. It is a little different. The eyeshadows are silkier. I just touched it. This is super silky, really soft and beautiful. It just melts into the skin. I'm just gonna tap it somewhere. Really like this for that subtle bronzy sculpt. Really like this. I have thoughts about the Shane Rage and the formula we'll talk about more later, but it is a really nice bronzer, and I use it, I've been grabbing it more than any other bronzer, even my House Labs. And then they sent me some pink blushes before, and I've talked about those, but they sent me some orange ones finally. Talked about these in the last few videos, really love them. This shiny one, Flame, is very shiny. You do not need a highlighter with this. And this one is like the perfect natural peachy orange. This slurry, Japanese slurry formula that they have is really beautiful for every product. Bronzer, blush, eyeshadow. It's just really great. I wish they had more shades. Okay, so we're finally on to eyeshadow and eye products. So real quick, eye products that are not eyeshadow. Quick rundown. It's mostly pencils.
I didn't get that. Could you try it?
I did not ask you to do anything, Siri. Okay, so I bought a couple pencils from LH Cosmetics in that order. Really like these. I got the shades Vega Flash and Guilty Mood, and then there's the core pencils, which are her matte, like black, brown, those ones. Flash is a sparkly formula. This is kind of a green, and Guilty Mood is like a dark blue, dark teal. These are really great. I would say they're comparable to the House Labs formula or the Urban Decay formula. These are a little more blendy. So they're not as creamy and blendable as like the Melt one or Lisa Eldridge, which I'll talk about in a second, or Victoria Beckham. It's not like that creamy, but there is some give. So you can, use it as a base. You can draw a little bit, blend the edges, smudge it out, and it sets and it lasts. So really like these. Want more colors. I want to try like the standard, like the black, the brown, those ones, but I really like these. And then I have two pencils from Lisa Eldridge. I bought these myself again, just like the LH. I bought Ground Coffee and Renaissance Gold. I'm wearing Ground Coffee tight lined and in my waterline. New favorite brown. And then Renaissance Gold is like, she called it a blackened gold, and so it's like that blackened smoky gold. It's so pretty. It's sparkly. I'll do a little bit on the back of my hand. They're the creamiest eyeshadows, or not eyeshadows, they're the creamiest eye pencils I've used. So there's the coffee shade, and there's Renaissance Gold. So you can see it's really cool toned. Work well together, work well in the waterline. And the thing I love about these, and I've seen people say that they're identical to the Victoria Beckham, except for like 1 or 2 ingredients. That makes a difference, because the Victoria Beckham does not set on me. People say that you're supposed to have like 30 seconds of playtime, and then they set and they last all day. The Victoria Beckham do not last on me. They kind of last in my waterline. I want to get another one to see if I just have a dud, but it lasts okay in the waterline. But even if I use eye primer, put eyeshadow down, and then put some over the eyeshadow and have it on like my actual lid at all, or down here, it just melts away. Like within an hour, it's like fully just gone. Not like creasy, or like smudgy, like that lived in eye look. No, it's just like gone. It just disappears. This does not do that. I can use both of these all over the lid and they last all day. The gold one, the sparkly Renaissance Gold, actually lasts better, and it makes a perfect one and done. I smudged it all over my lid, blended the edges a little bit, used my finger to kind of tap and make sure the sparkle was visible, and it's like a perfect one and done like smoky eyeshadow look. I love these. I want the rest of them. I want the rest of the shades. And then I got 3 eyeliner shadow stick things from Surratt. So I said I really wanted to try their smoky eye baton, so they sent me 3. They sent me Brune, which is the brown, Noir, which is the black, and Canon Debute, which is I smooshed mine, which is a burgundy. So these are interesting because you get kind of a thick, smudgy eyeliner. Like it's thick, like you can go over your whole lid really quickly with it. And then the other side, you untwist, And there's like eyeshadow in there, and then you've got it here, and you use that to like smudge it out. Really like these, but they do crease. So I used eye primer under them. I haven't tried them like eye primer and then putting like setting it. I just put them over eye primer. But they do crease, but I like the way they look creased. So they do give that like 90s lived in kind of creasy, greasy eye. I don't want that every day, and I don't want every eyeliner to do that to me. But they do that effect really well. And so I'm really happy to have these for the days that I want that look. Like I'll wear like Merit 1990 and one of these smudged all over the lid with some mascara. And it's a vibe I really like. So really happy about these, but Tom said they didn't last on them either. And so I agree. They didn't melt off. They don't melt off like the Victoria Beckham where they're just like literally just like bald patches of like nothing in my eye anymore. They're there, they're just creasy. You can tap them out and kind of fix it or bring it with and put more of the shadow on, but they do give that like creasy, greasy 90s grungy look, and I love it. And then mascara, before I talk about eyeshadow, mascara, Surratt mascara and the Surratt lash tint. I love both of these. The mascara is more dramatic than the lash tint, you would assume. It doesn't hold a curl as well. This holds a curl better, but it looks great. It has, I think, stuff in it to, like active ingredients for your eyelashes, which is nice. It's a really great mascara formula. I wear it when I want bigger lashes. And then the lash tint is my everyday. Like, I'm gonna be sad when this is dead because it's like $50, but I will probably buy a replacement if they don't send me one. And I want my best friend to try it. It's this weird, I've shown it on the channel before. It's like a screw. It's what I'm wearing today. You can do a really subtle, like, are you wearing anything, or is that just your lashes are a nice dark color? Or you can make it more dramatic. It holds a little bit of a curl, which nothing does on my lashes. They generally stay pretty straight, the one straight part of my body apparently. But this does keep a little bit of a curl and lasts all day, doesn't wear off when it's all rainy and gross. Like, it's the best mascara product I've ever used. I love it. I hate that it's $50. I love it though. Also, now that I've had this lipstick on for half an hour or something, this is why I love it. It's like the perfect everyday kind of orange. Linda Hallberg did a great job with this. So we've got a bunch of eyeshadow here. Gonna try to go quick. And I do have a bit of a rant in here. So first, some stuff I bought a while ago and came over the summer, but I started really using it more lately, so I wanted to include it, are these palettes I got from Viseart. So they had a sale over the summer and I bought these, and I've been using them more lately, which is why I'm including them. So this is the Petite Shimmer Koi, the Soleil La Plage, which I think is being discontinued, and the Le Marais palette. This is just a sparkly shimmer palette. It's fun colors, but there's such a refined formula. If you want to wear like a shiny, sparkly eyeshadow to work, but you're intimidated or you don't want like super indie bright shine, these are perfect. They have a lot of shine, they have a lot of sparkle, especially if you shine a light on them, but they're such a finely milled, refined formula that you can just get the most effortlessly pretty look with it. My friend Riley, Seeking Shifts, has a video, I think, ice watching all of these, so I'll tag her. I'll link that video below or tag it up here, or both. Definitely go look at that. The Soleil La Plage, one of their summer palettes, but it still works for fall for me. You've got these beautiful yellows. It's just like a nice neutral with a pop palette. Really like it. The Viseart formula is beautiful. The mattes are not like Melt Cosmetics instant pigment, but they build beautifully, they blend beautifully, they melt into each other to make new shades really pretty, like really nicely. The shimmers are like a good everyday standard shimmer, which I like. I like super sparkly indie multichromes too, and I have some here. But I also like, you know, what I'm wearing. And they give that vibe. And then this is more of a fall palette. You've got a duochrome up here. You've got all of these really beautiful rich tones. I just really love this. This has been a go-to for me for work, and I think will be for the rest of summer or fall. Then let's talk. I've got 2 palettes from Fantasy Cosmetica. I also just filmed a fall palettes video, and these will be in that. This will go before that, but spoiler. This is the Warlock palette and the Fighter palette. These were both sent to me in PR. I love these. I really like the Fantasy Cosmetica formula, and I think Jordan does a really impeccable job color story wise, like arranging the shadows and picking the shadows to go together. Ritual is one of the best green multichromes I have. Like, it's looking very coppery, orangey gold right now, but then I'm seeing bright green. Just really fun fall color story here. I do have a video on this, and I've used it a bunch. And then the Fighter palette, I have a video on this too. And this is for your neutral people. You've got warm neutral, cool, warm, you know, true neutral. It's just a really beautiful neutral palette. I have a video with swatches and all of that, so check that out. But really love those. I do have a code with Fantasy Cosmetica too now. Oh, I mentioned that when I talked about the lip oils. But I'll put that on the screen again. And it's always in the description box. Okay. And then a couple other things that I got in PR. This is the Kosas Undressed palette. It's really cute. I tried it in a video. I've used it like 6 or 7 times now. I really like it. I like that it goes fairly light to like kind of dark. You've got some cool shades up here. You've got warm shades here. The shimmer is subtle but pretty. I think this is a really cute palette. It goes with Kosas' whole vibe and aesthetic. I think it's great. It is $40 though. So like, if you are someone that wanted one good brown, like daily friendly neutral palette, I would say $40 is a lot of money. I might say on sale, like if you could get it 20% off at Sephora or something, might be worth it. Who knows what your budget is. $40 might be perfect if it's the thing you're using every day. The shadows are silky, they blend beautifully, it's easy to use. I think it's a really nice palette. I have a lot of neutral palettes and other stuff, like the Surratt palette I showed you earlier. I might give this to my sister-in-law because when she saw it, she was like, this is so pretty. This is my perfect palette. It's all the shades that I use or want to use all the time. So I might give it to her, but not because I don't like it. It's just because I have so much. Like, if she's gonna love this and actually use it all up, then I think she should have it, you know? But I think it's great, good quality. And then I did get, this is the last PR thing, and then I've got stuff I bought. Nomad, this is the Ghost Town USA palette. I love this. This has their best shimmer formula they've ever done. It's like murky, desaturated colors and neutrals, which is a vibe I've been really wanting lately, especially as we're going into the dark weather. Like, the sun has gone down now. I'm no longer filming with natural light and lights. I just have this light and like the twilight glow outside. I love this. You can do a brown look, a blue look, green look. You can mix it up a lot with the shimmers. The shimmers are just so good. I do have a video trying most of the shadows, I think, and I've used it off camera a bunch. I love it. This is one of their best palettes they've ever done. Okay, now stuff that I bought eyeshadow wise. I'm gonna start with a rant so I don't finish with it, and then we'll finish with some eyeshadows, some other eyeshadows. So Also, once these are set, they really do not budge, but they're very creamy and blend. This is not a fully resolved situation, so I might have an update later, but I finally got some Shine by SD shadows. So these are 3 of Riley's Seeking Shifts collaboration with them. This is the Earthborn collection. These are gorgeous. This one is Ice Blink. It's the one I've used the most. It just adds this beautiful wet sparkle, but like more than just a wet effect shadow. It's like very sparkly. And when the light hits it, there's all kinds of other colors. It's not just like the bluey cool tones. It's gorgeous. I've used it just by itself, like just a little bronzer in that a lot. Like that's a go-to look for me. Adore it. I also really like the shadow. What is this one? This one is, oh no, Nacre. Really like that. It's the same kind of effect, but like a warmer gold. And then we've got Fauna, which I have my first degree was in zoo archaeology, so I really wanted Fauna, color-wise and name-wise. And there, here come the sirens again. Just a sec. Okay, now that the sirens are gone, I can finish. This is the shade Fauna. Beautiful green, gold, sparkly multichrome. Really love it. Almost wore that today, but I went with this more subtle look. Really, really love these shadows. But I don't think, and I'm really proud of Riley for doing this collaboration, getting this collaboration. Everyone's loved it. I'm really happy for them. But I don't think I'm gonna be buying from Shine by SD ever again. So when I bought these, I want a giveaway from them for not the newest collection that literally just came out like this week, but something that came out, you know, in August when I won the giveaway. The Eternals collection, I think, something like that. I won the giveaway, which included, I think, 6 eyeshadows and this little magnetic palette. And then I messaged the owner, I messaged the brand and said like, hey, I really want to buy some stuff from Riley's collab. Can you invoice me for them and just include them when you send it? And she was like, yeah, of course I can. So she did. I paid her, you know, the $60 or something for these 3 shadows. And then when it showed up, all I got was these 3 shadows and the magnetic palette in a very large box just full of packing peanuts. And I was like, that's weird. Where are the other ones? Maybe they're coming separate. I don't know. Immediately sent her a message on Instagram, sent her pictures of like, here's the box, here's it open, here's packing peanuts, here's like the little bundle of shadows I opened, because they were wrapped in like their little cardboard things and then tissue paper. So like I unwrapped the tissue paper and was like, hey, there's only 3. So I took a picture, took pictures of everything, sent it to her, took pictures of the packing list, which had everything listed, and then it had these 3 shadows and the magnetic palette with a check mark next to them, and nothing else had a check mark. And sent her all of this, and she said like, let me look into it, we'll figure out what's going on. That was August 29th, and then September like 10th or something, September 7th, I sent another message like, hey, is there any update, what's going on? Never heard back. Finally, a month later, the beginning of this month, October, I sent another message like, hey, still haven't heard anything, what's going on? And she said, oh, you should have gotten an email from my team. And I was like, nope. Checked my spam, nothing. All I'm getting are automatic messages asking me to review the shadows I didn't get. And she was like, that's weird, I'll look into it. 4 days go by, still no email. Sent her another DM saying, hey, still don't have an email, what's going on? Didn't respond to that either, but then 6 hours later, this was Friday. This was Friday. 6 hours later, like, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I got an email that just said, those items were pulled out of inventory, and based on the weight of the box and the size of the box, we sent them to you and we're not gonna do anything. And it was like, so you're essentially calling me a liar. and saying that I'm lying that I didn't get them when I didn't, and I sent you proof like literally the moment I opened the box. But whatever, I love these shadows, but if it's gonna take 6 weeks to figure out where my products are and then be told that, no, we pulled them out of inventory that day, so they must have been sent to you, and you're just lying that you didn't get them. Like, they didn't say the word lie, but like, to take 6 weeks to get that response, I find unacceptable. So I'm just not gonna buy anything from them again, but really happy I did get a couple shades from my collaboration because these are gorgeous, but I think that's it for me. And if there's an update, I'll let you know. I haven't heard anything else on Instagram, like from the brand. That was an email, but all of the previous communication had been in DMs. So it just doesn't look great. And I responded to the email. I was like, well, okay, you lost my business and thanks for basically calling me a liar and taking 6 weeks to do so. But those shadows are really beautiful. So that sucks. And I know it's a small business, but like, come on. Okay, now for the last few things that I bought myself to end on a happy note. The first, McGrath Sunlit Seduction. I have a very in-depth review on this on the channel. I just put a couple shadows on so you knew it was gonna be here. Really like this. I don't think it's her best palette, but I do really think it's a beautiful palette, a really good everyday palette. You can see this, the shimmers are a little more subtle everyday. The sparkly shades are really pretty. If you want, I did compare, I swatched this next to indie shadows and other stuff like I said, and other pat shadows. So like I did a very in-depth review. So I'd recommend looking at that. This is not the most special shadow, but it is really pretty. It's kind of a hybrid, and I said this in the video, it's kind of a hybrid of one of these sparkly shadows and one of her more satin metallics. So I think that pissed people off. And I really like these sparkly shades. I don't think this is that pink. Like, this is pink. This is rosy. That's it. This is purple, this is gold, this is red, this is brown, this is bronze, this is like peachy copper, this is a red brown, this is champagne. Like, there's 2 pink shades. So people are just like, it's pink, it's pink. I think people need to learn what pink is, for one. But also, I think people are just, I said this in the video, people are overly critical of Pat McGrath. And yeah, I have a lot of thoughts on that if you want to watch that video. Next thing, another luxury brand, Natasha Denona, I Need a Nude. I really love this. It's a perfect everyday neutral palette. I wish it was a little darker. Like, I wish one of these kind of mid-tone shades like this or this, like these two are fairly similar. This one's, stone is a little darker, but not, like, mesh doesn't show up on me. So like, I think pale people could still use stone and not need mesh, especially since you have fair, which is really light. So I wish there was like one more dark shade, like just one, like mesh was darker, like a really dark color. I think that would make it a little bit more universally usable. So like someone like Jamila or darker could use it more easily and not just get the same look. But you do have one darkest shade, and then the shimmers in here are beautiful. I really like these like sheeny kind of shadows. I use them all the time. I'm just gonna keep layering stuff on my eyes. They just have that like shiny wet effect. Sheen even works as a highlighter. I'm just piling on the eyeshadow and highlighter today. And these kind of like taupey browns are like my everyday. So if I'm not wearing like green, if I'm wearing like quick everyday work makeup, it's something like that. And then going along with that is that Surratt palette I showed before. So this is the Beyond Beige Quad, and it's beautiful. These are both very satin. This is a bright satin though. Like, this definitely has, you know, some color to it. It looks kind of like these highlighters, but a little brighter. This one is basically the same color as this. So if you really want, but it does have sparkle. Like, it is a sparkly satin. So if you want that like barely there makeup, what I had when I first started filming, this is great. And these mattes, I keep grabbing for these because they're the perfect neutral. Like, put this as a wash over, put this to add a little bit of smoke and depth and blend it in. I just keep grabbing for these mattes. They're so silky. They blend into each other and blend themselves. Like, this slurry formula is gorgeous. I love it. But this is what I was wearing at the beginning of the video before I added the pat and stuff. So love this. Very happy to finally try their matte formula. I'll do in-depth comparisons, like comparing the formula to other stuff in my Surratt video, because that'll be another like hour-long video, I'm sure, but that's for later. But the brief summary is I love it. And then they also sent me some special shadows. This is another palette. So this is their black eyeshadow base. They also have like a cream one. And then these are all like shifty, sparkly shades. Same really soft formula, but these have more impact and more shine and are really lovely. Like, it feels like a cream. This one doesn't feel like a cream, but these two feel like a cream. But you can see, like, they're really beautiful. You can see just how shiny that one is, and this one gives like that duochrome, but like in a beautiful refined way, the blue purple. I love these, and the eyeshadow base is really nice. I have used this without primer, and it lasted all day. I didn't need an eyeshadow primer under this. That's how good this base is, even with my oily eyelids. So really like this, using it a lot. It's become, the Surratt stuff has become a staple. I'm very thankful they sent me this PR. Now I want to try their brushes, which are very expensive, so hopefully they'll send me some, because I still don't make very much money. But I love I like to love everything they've sent me. There's a few things where I'm like, it's nice, I like it, it's not my favorite, but there's enough I love this that like it just makes the brand like up there for me, you know? And then the last thing, my Lisa Eldridge palette I finally got. This is not what I got with my birthday. I got this when I bought the eyeliners. This is Sorcery, and I love this so much. I want Vega the minute it comes back in stock, and if it wasn't $60, I would be buying Myth and Cinnabar right now. I don't know if I really want the other one. It's kind of like a little too pink and pale. I adore this. I've been wearing Madrigal a lot. It's that perfect olivey green gold color, very sparkly, but also refined. And like, I wore this to a work party the other day, and I had the Surratt mattes, and then this, and then I had Velvet Sorcery on my lips, and then I had the Lisa Eldridge foundation on. And multiple people were like, your eyeshadow is great. Like, people were asking me how I do it, all of this stuff. This happens when I'm wearing like really sparkly makeup in like a work situation. People are always like how do you not have it all over your eyes? Like, one of my coworkers was like, when I wear, like, she works in a different building and stuff, so this was like the first time we've met, but she was like, I always get like all over my eyes, like we're talking, but and then I said that I was wearing foundation by the same brand, and she was like, you're wearing foundation? Like, it just looks like your skin, kind of like the Surratt. But those weren't purchased. That foundation was purchased recently, so it's not part of this. But it's beautiful. The green, really beautiful. This matte is like a even better version of Natasha Denona's cream powder, which I already love. And then these sparkly shades, the duochrome here, what is that? Mercurial is so pretty. There's been a lot of days where I also just tapped that all over, like put a little bronzer, tapped that all over, went to work, and got a lot of compliments on my eyeshadow. I love this. The formula is great. Okay, so an hour and 40 minutes later, I'm finally done. I cannot go this long without doing these again. I also need to do a ranking video of palettes, and that's gonna be a mess. But let me know if you stuck through all of this. Thank you so much. Let me know what you think of the products. Have you tried any of these? Are there any that are on your wish list? Especially things that are like at Sephora that might be going on sale soon, or might be Black Friday's coming up in like a month. Like, let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your thoughts, as always. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. It makes a huge difference. For that engagement helps so much. And I'll see you in my next video.